This is an introduction video to the Forrest Manufacturing Model 480P horizontal blade bandsaw. This machine has our heavy-duty traveling table, manual traverse. The idea on this machine is you have obviously a horizontal blade, a bandsaw blade, running at fairly high speed, about 3,000 feet per minute. The blade return is underneath the table. So it leaves the high area unencumbered. It works well for a lot of my customers who either want to cut low on a workpiece or a lot of applications. Thermoformers like it, and I have customers who do architectural features. What we have here is basically foam in a box. On the underside, this customer has the form shapes that they want to reproduce, and then they cast a two-part urethane foam inside. Then they use our bandsaws to trim the top off. They have several of our saws. I've never seen this application, so we're just going to do a quick demo to see how well it works. The idea is to get as good a close skim cut over the top of the box as possible. The machine we have today, as I said, is Model 480P. The P stands for pneumatic, as in air tension for the blade. These machines come with two separate control schemes. They can have either a manual air control valve to tension or detension the blade. This one has the electronic solenoid valve. Benefit there is we have a little control cabinet here, fuse disconnect. It has a magnetic motor starter with overload for the blade drive motor. It has a tension detention switch here. Having it run electronically gives us a couple of advantages. First off, if the machine is in the detension position, i.e. the blades are properly tensioned, you can't start the blade motor. If the blade breaks, we know about it, and you either will not let you start or will stop the blade motor from running. Also, if you don't have sufficient air pressure, disconnect the air. Flashing red light means what a flashing red light usually means. So having the electronic solenoid valve control the blade tension lets us run all that, controlled from this cabinet here. So all we really have on is a saw start, saw stop, tension detention, and of course the fuse disconnect handle. You can raise and lower the blade, manual hand crank here. It's ratcheting, so it can reverse the direction to raise and lower. We put handles on both sides. We also have electronic digital readouts on both sides. These can be set as absolute from position, or you can do relative. That is, you can make a cut, zero it, then move it up or down, say an inch, and it'll read 1 inch. Or you can just keep a position as fixed, say, from the surface of the table. I've got it all set up right now, so we're just going to knock out a quick test. Like I said, this has the manual table traverse, i.e. you push it. We also offer these with a powered variable speed. Basically put a motor on it, so you can control how fast, push the button, it goes, hits the end, stops. A nice feature for customers cutting heavy items or anything that is a very delicate or sensitive to workpiece speed. For example, here, I'll be pushing this, making the cut manually. If I push, stop, rest, or jerk, change speeds, it's going to show up on the cut surface. If you put a powered table feed on here, it's going to move at a constant speed, and you'll get a nice, smooth, uniform cut surface. For some of my customers, that matters. Here, this is going to be on the backside, glued up against the house. It may not matter as much. So I'm just going to start the saw. I'll tighten that belt in a minute. And traverse the table. The table is set up at a 5-degree angle to the blade. Instead of coming straight in perpendicular, I set a little angle. That's so when we cut, we catch a corner first. And let's see what we get. Oh, no trouble at all. Let's crank this puppy up out of the way. Oops, that's wrong. Reverse. Also, this machine does not have its dust collection system hooked up right now. These machines as standard come with dust collection attachment points. The customer for this saw doesn't need that. And so, it's got a little more dust than it normally would. But you can see the blade just skimmed the top of the wood. I could have gotten a little more aggressive, but you just have barely any layer of foam over the wood. Depending on your lighting there, you can see where the wood is and where the box is. And I don't know how they pop these things out. But that's the idea. Cut the foam off flush, and then I believe they pull the other side. Oh yeah, it pulls off. Or does it? You're learning at this at the same time I am. I'm not sure how they pop that out. But the idea is they need to make this cut. That's what the bandsaw does. That's the Forrest Manufacturing Model 480P with a heavy-duty table.